Tyranny of the Hatt by Liam Campbell and Clara Lucas. Dear Clara, you may think that all the Hatts were very nice people. I not want to be judgmental of how others run their business, but that cannot be said for all of them. Our Stephen tried to run the railway with a steel grip. He went too far though. This story tells you what happened during his reign. I hope you enjoy. Sincerely, Liam. Log 1. Enter Stephen. Sir Stephen Hatt III surveyed his new office. His father Charles, and his father before him, Derek, had sat in this prestigious room he now stood in. He remembered the days of sitting in his grandfather's lap on his grand chair. He stared out to the trains coming in and out of Teignmouth. He liked seeing the red one passing the most. He always remembered its distinct whistle. Then there were the days of him coming into the office once or twice to say hello to his father. He soaked in the memories as he placed his hat down on a long line of spares. Memorabilia spread across the walls. Some were just his father and or grandfather next to their engines. Others were famous people shaking hands with family members. There was a sprinkle of Stephen as a baby in the mix. He admired one of all of the engines gathered with the Queen. He sighed. Time to get rid of all of this. He went over to the desk and sat down in the chair he had sat in as a child. He flipped through the files on the drawers. What to do, he said to himself, shuffling through several folders. One read Flying Magpie on the front with a photo of a 9F on it. Others read Rosalina, Cedric Wanderer, Ugly Duckling, and Green Olive. He finally flipped to the two that read Sea Dog and D7. The new boys, murmured Stephen, shuffling through the files. Why did bother buy such fouled engines? Teething troubles. An engine who can only work by the sea. Why not buy engines that were already fine? Such a waste of money. There was a knock at the door. Come in, called Stephen. The doorknob clicked, and a well-dressed man came in, holding a plate with a cup of tea and sugar on the other side. Broomwell, cheered Stephen, not bothering to look up. Hello, sir, replied his assistant. Pleasure to be working with you. Yes, quite. You know my father well. Come look at this. Mr. Broomwell was a tall, lanky man with a lovely white mustache and a brown suit. He worked with Sir Charles Hatt as his assistant since the beginning. He was a trusted employee. He had the same enthusiasm for steam engines as Charles. The two were very good friends. Stephen had grown up seeing Broomwell at the station. His father recommended keeping him on, and so, of course, Stephen did. Going through the files already? Asked Broomwell, placing the plate on the desk and coming to look at the scattered files. Yes, I wanted to take a look. What was with my father and buying all these terrible engines? Terrible? Well, on the contrary, my good man, these engines are very nice souls, and engines don't have souls. They're machines. Not how goody two-shoes they are. How awful they were kept before being brought on. Well, you know the times nowadays, sir. Times are changing, and British Rail was getting rid of steam. They have been. Your father wanted to save engines who were being killed. If it wasn't for him, then all of those engines would be, well, gone, sir. No, it is because of that Audrey fellow who wrote these silly stories about them. What this railway needs is a diesel fleet. A diesel fleet? Sir, you can't be serious. But I am. These steamers and poorly functioning diesels are holding this railway back. I mean, have you seen the maintenance cost? It's time for a new day of age. This railway needs a revolution, and I will help bring it. But sir, what will happen to the engines? They can be scrapped or something. I don't really care. Even James? Stephen paused. The whistle of the red engine rang in his ears. Yes. Even him, he responded, his voice trembling. Broomwell sighed. Very well, Stephen. He made his way to the door. Sir, conjectured Stephen as Broomwell grabbed the door handle. Sorry? Asked Broomwell, turning to the man. It's sir. I run this railway, and so you shall call me by my proper title. Broomwell's hand gripped the handle. My apologies, sir. And he closed the door as Stephen put down a folder. He stared at the wall of hats that covered it. He turned towards the large windows to the station. James idled at the platform, blowing his whistle cheerfully, unbeknown to what was to come.